looks like we're ghosts.
Oh, there we are.
Do we have anyone with us?
That citronelle is really like extra disgustingly fragrant and blowing up my nose.
I don't smell it. Seriously, not at all.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, do we have people?
Yay.
Surprise.
Greetings.
Did everyone get notifications? Yeah, let me know.
Looks like they did.
Well, they could have just stumbled on it or already been. Yeah, they probably did. Uh-oh. Creepy werewolf noises. Or the neighbor's dog barking. One of the two.
That's our dog.
Oh, is that our dog?
Yeah. Sitting out back. I think the log caught.
The log caught on fire?
Yeah.
You're still working on the fine art of starting a campfire.
With wet twigs.
With wet twigs and dryer lint. When I worked at this restaurant, we had a big fireplace, and we always had trouble getting it to stay lit. So we would pour alcohol, rubbing alcohol, all over the logs, and they'd burn really nice until all the alcohol burned off, and then they'd go out. And the guys in the kitchen, what they would end up doing was they'd pop open like a sterno, like you put under under a buffet.
Excuse me.
What are you doing? So anyways, yeah, the guys would pop open a sterno, like that flammable jelly that you put under a buffet. They'd slather the log in sterno gel like it was, like it was mustard, and light that on fire. Are you watching us?
I am. Yeah, this is so I can read.
So you can read the chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. I'm getting closer. And also being attacked by smoke. Let's just pretend there's a campfire there.
There is a campfire there. Make colored fire? Yeah. I was looking like the Are You Afraid of the Dark? I'm looking how they made the sparkles, and apparently it's coffee creamer. But when I was looking for that, there was just a bunch of videos on how to change the color of your campfire.
We are in our yard.
Yeah, Christy tried the pickle juice slushy a different time. Did you like it?
I did. I don't know that I would have it again, but it was cool.
This gonna be a regular Saturday night thing? I don't know. We kind of just got the idea to try it again,
And he's usually not here on Saturday nights, so.
Yeah, I've not been here a lot of Saturday nights recently. Pickled chips. Oh, the fire's starting up again. You can see by all the smoke rolling in. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh.
I think the dryer lint makes yucky smoke.
I gotta get away before I die.
Before you die?
Yes. Oh.
Sorry, having some technical issues with the fire. A lot of smoke. They say where there's smoke, there's fire, but right now, looks like there's just a bunch of smoke and no fire. Ugh. Is there fabric softener in the dryer lint? Yeah, that probably is not. Probably not good.
So, no, we don't use it that much. Probably only a couple times.
Are you communist? No.
No. We live in a democracy, so.
It's probably toxic. Yeah?
Yeah, probably.
It's full of dryer detergent and all the weird stuff that she puts in the washer that you're not supposed to.
It's not washer lint, it's dryer lint.
Well, yeah, but you put the chemicals in the washer, and then should I move the candle?
Maybe. Yeah, we're just gonna have to go with the candle because we can't keep the fire lit right now. We're gonna have to find out a solution for this crazy stuff.
Does anyone know a good way to start a fire that doesn't require any work?
Adirondack Mountains. Hello.
Did someone say booty itch? Pour petrol on it.
Yeah, that's a good way.
Doritos.
What did I think of the micro wrestling? I didn't actually watch the whole thing, but I did see
You didn't watch the whole thing.
I did see the micro wrestlers the next day crossing the street.
They're just people. They're not like mythical creatures.
Yeah, okay. It was in Asheville, not here though. So I wasn't expecting it.
I don't know if they had a show in Asheville. I was just been hanging out. Do we have any trolls last time? We had the one guy that was just pretending to be an old man from the swamp. That wasn't that trolly.
Hot Cheetos are flammable?
So the spicier the Cheeto, the more flammable.
I like hot Cheetos.
Film more movie locations. I don't do a lot of movie locations, really. In fact, I don't know if I've ever done like any proper movie location videos. I've been to Spectre, Alabama, where Big Fish was filmed. Nothing like pops out. I don't do a lot of movie locations because I don't watch a lot of movies. What's the most famous movie shot in North Carolina? I can't even think of one.
There's a lot of
Wilmington.
Hunger Games, probably.
Oh yeah, Hunger Games is shot in North Carolina. Hey, it's John from Exploration Unknown.
Hey, John.
In the chat.
When are you going to join our campfire? I think you'd be great for this.
It's only he's 2 hours away. If he got in his car right now, he could make it here before.
Come on over, John. You could do a 3 a.m. challenge in our yard.
3 a.m. in the carpetbagger's yard.
Or our basement. We have a pretty creepy basement.
The basement's not creepy.
Okay. It's pretty messy. There's danger nonetheless.
There's some broken glass down there that I didn't sweep up like I was supposed to.
What? What'd you break?
Well, it was your thing, that window you have. It's like an old window.
Which I've been trying to get you to hang up for a year. Okay, so yeah, it's story time.
Yeah, so tell a scary story.
One thing that we want to establish before we get started again is we're not going to take callers more than one time per person, just in case someone else wants to get a chance. And well, that's pretty much it. I've had a couple like text messages for some reason on that number as well, and we don't check it at all.
Is there text messages? Let me check it.
Well, they popped up on my phone.
They popped up on your phone. That's not good.
So I don't know why they're pinging over to me, but whatever.
Do you guys ever have that problem? You get like a new phone, and then for some reason, like everything pops up on everybody's phone in your family, and it's really annoying.
It is. And then I'm like, somebody sends me a text message, and I'm like, who are you? Yeah, people who called last time can call again today, just not more than one time. But we didn't advertise that we were going to do this or to say that we were going to do this ahead of time, so I don't know how many different callers we actually would have anyway. I hope that we have some different stories, obviously. Yeah.
I did the fugitive train wreck scene, that's true.
I hate mass group texts. Me too. Me too. Ooh, you have one more creepy story. Peddling prints. All right, so, and I forgot the phone number.
Does anyone remember the phone number?
It's pretty, send me a text message, then I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Bobby.
Oh, thank you.
Almost didn't even see that. Thank you for all your support. It's moving differently on that screen.
What do you mean? It's just a delay, right?
Yeah.
I got the
Yes.
figure. I got the figure from Gulliver's in New York, but I was waiting because I haven't been able to confirm if they put the figure in the display yet.
Gail, we loved listening to you. We'll call you again just to make you talk.
Oh, oh,
We missed something.
Joe Carvalho, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. So nice. Yeah. Did you send me a text message?
Yeah. Did you not get it?
No. Oh, wait. Yes, I did. Okay, so the number is 828 506 1643. And yes, we are taking call ins. Only one call per person tonight.
Yeah, I think you got
You tried to call and it rang?
it. Like rang once and then it just went away.
Yes, thank you. You know, we got 3 or 4 of those Coast Guards back, guys. We're gonna send them
Yeah,
back.
for some reason I didn't have adequate postage on a couple of them, so
Adequate postage meaning he forgot to stamp them. All together.
I did forget to stamp some of them. Hello.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey.
Hey, it's Peddling Prince again.
Hey, how are you
there.
doing?
How you doing?
Not too bad. Figured I'd be the first to call in this time, so we can get the number. Anyway,
Thank you.
You're welcome. The one creepy story I forgot to tell you was actually because it wasn't really mine. It was my mother's. But when she told me about it, I remember my hair just stood up on end. Well, what hair I have. Anyway, here's what it was. Unfortunately, my grandfather died when I was 6. And,
sorry.
One night, my mother was there with the family, not too long after he passed away, and the phone rings. She picks up the phone. This is what she told me. She picks up the phone. It's a dial tone. There's nobody at the other end, but she can hear my grandfather's voice going, hello, hello, over top of the dial tone. And she just looks at my grandmother like, it's Dad. And she kind of freaked out. She put the phone down. She didn't know what to think. But I remember when she told me that story, I'm like, whoa.
That is super creepy.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know what?
Yes, and that was... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was watching some YouTube video today of some guy who had made like a spirit voice machine.
Oh,
I'm not even kidding. But yeah, I don't know. I guess
he was trying to contact Anthony Bourdain.
Too soon.
Too soon, yeah.
But anyway, apparently, yeah, he thinks you can contact the soul. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, Ghost Box, Valerie.
Yeah, that was like the story I told yesterday about the thing that went paragraph after I was writing
yeah,
the
exactly.
email. That was basically the idea, the Ghost Box app on the phone, although I really don't know if that works. I mean, how would that work on a phone anyway?
Right.
Sensors, right?
Yeah, it must have been the same guy.
That still was kind of freaky.
He was saying he invented some app. Okay, the phone number, 828-506. Forgot the rest of it. Just a minute.
Some people have been putting it in the chat. So.
Yeah, I happen to find it in I rarely use this thing as a phone. It's a computer to me, really.
Yeah, me neither.
So it was still near the top of my history.
So I rarely actually call. So we got someone else coming in, so appreciate you calling, John.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, John.
Nice talking to you guys.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, caller.
Ooh. Hello?
Hello. Who's on the line?
And this is the carpetbagger.
Yep.
Are you sure this is the carpetbagger?
Yep. This is Jacob, the carpetbagger. I'm sitting here with Christy.
Oh my gosh, it is such an honor to be talking to you. So boy, do I have a scary story for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
So it dates back all the way to 1898.
Okay.
So my teacher, he was in the war, but he's pretty young. And he told me about this story of the lady in the lane.
I'm sorry, caller. Could you please turn the feed off that's at your home because it's echoing.
Or turn it down a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yes, sir. So let's get this story started.
Okay.
So, it starts all the way back to when the first railroads were being built back in St. Augustine. There was a man. He was in his 50s, and there was a woman. She was in her 50s. They both wanted to have a child together. And so, months after the woman got pregnant with the child, then it came the day, and the woman died, and the man was laying in the room, and then the woman, she died in the room. And so the man went out to the tracks, laid down, and killed himself. And then we zoom back all the way to 1936. My teacher was 10 years old. He was with his cousin.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing basketball. And they saw this lady. She was in old clothes. She was rocking a baby. And she was just looking down at the baby, rocking back and forth in the chair. And they called out, "Hello?"
Very creepy.
Okay, and it gets creepier after this.
Okay.
So they were waiting for the grandparents to get out of church.
Yeah.
And so they were dumb, so they started throwing rocks at this woman.
Yeah.
And so she looked up, and she had no eyes, and then she started unwrapping the baby. And the baby's face revealed to the parents, to them. And so all they saw were two just black, empty eyes. And then their grandparents came, and then the baby got on the ground and started crawling towards them. So they started freaking out, and they ran to their grandpa's van. And so they told their grandparents what happened. And they told about the story. And that's the end. But to this day, you can still see that lady in St. Augustine in a certain road. I don't know what it is. You can still see her and the baby. But if you go to where the railroad used to be, it's a bike trail now. You can sometimes at night hear the screams of the man being ran over by the engine of the train.
Oh, very, very creepy. Well, thank you. And what was your name? I'm sorry,
Well, thank you
I didn't
so
get,
much, sir,
I didn't get your name. What was your name?
My name is Evan.
Thank you for calling in, Evan. We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
If you want to check out my YouTube channel, it's Green807.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Have a good night.
You too. Let me, while we got a break, let me tell a story. I think I got one, and Christy was there when this happened too, so she can verify it. We were, a lot of times when me and Christy, first got together, a lot of times we just, we didn't have a lot of money. We just go take pictures, travel back roads, go to old churches, old cemeteries, things like that. And we went to this cemetery in the town that we were in, and Annabelle was probably she's less than 2 years old, because she could walk, but she was still toddling. And she was toddling around the cemetery, and then she just takes off, just running as fast as her little feet could carry her. And in fact, we couldn't, we lost her, couldn't figure out where she was at for a few seconds, so, ran after where she went. And we found her sitting on a grave, just like it was a little chair, just sitting there relaxing. And we look up, and it was the grave of Christy's great uncle.
No caller ID. Probably a troll. Let's check it out. Hello, caller. Who's calling? Peaches. Okay, not a troll. How are you?
No, not a troll. I've got a little short story.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. Well, this was something that happened to one of my cousins. And, okay, this happened to my cousin when she was about 14 or 15 years old. They apparently had a slumber party for a birthday of one of her friends, and they were playing with the Ouija boards and having seances. And they had a seance, and they called up Janis Joplin. Well, the next thing they know is there's probably about, I think there was like 4 or 5 girls participating in this, and they'd already been playing a Ouija board, which is already dangerous. But they actually was having a seance for Janis Joplin, and they said they saw Janis Joplin, her face appeared in a doorway, and everybody just started freaking out from what I understand. And I mean, you don't do that, you know what I mean? I mean,
Summon Janis Joplin.
they saw her like appearing, and she was singing, and but anyway, everybody started freaking out and at the birthday party. So this would have happened about 1974 or 5, I think. So,
Awesome.
I know, and it's scary too. So that tells you right there, you shouldn't be playing Ouija boards and having seances all at the same time.
Although there's worse, I guess there's worse people you could summon than Janis Joplin.
Definitely. At least ask for...
Oh, well, yeah, of course, but even at that. So anyway, that's all I had to say, but it's good talking to y'all.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you, Peaches.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. I don't know, maybe sing me and Bobby McGee before she leaves. Okay, Pensacola, Florida. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing. Who's calling?
My name's Tim. Alright, so I got a story. It's actually my mom's story. I wasn't born yet, I don't think. But, so my mom's a smoker, and she was looking for a cigarette lighter. She had like a 2-story house, couldn't find nothing. Looked into the kitchen, couldn't find nothing. Went all around the house, couldn't find nothing. She heard a noise in the kitchen, and she walked into the kitchen. Every single drawer, cabinet, everything was open.
Ugh.
Then she went back into the living room, and a big old circle of lighters she's never seen before, just in the middle of the living room.
Oh.
That's creepy.
Like 15 lighters.
Whew.
I don't know how the hell that even happened, but...
That sounds like a creepy stalker.
Did she keep the lighters, or?
No, she moved out of that house. And then...
Yeah,
So,
like,
alright.
Yeah, I
then.
don't blame her.
So, alright, alright, so no, she was in another house one time. She moves into a lot of 2-story houses. But no, she was in another 2-story house, and she did this little family tree painting on the wall, and it was like branches and all that, and they had like little photo frames everywhere and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And when she went to bed one night, she woke up, I can't remember what it said, but it said like just a random quote on one of the branches that she didn't even paint.
Ugh.
Oh.
It just showed up there on the branch when she was sleeping. But
Very creepy.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Very creepy. Thank you for your
Yes,
story.
thank you.
What was your name again?
Yeah, no problem. Tim,
Tim. I'm sorry. I have terrible memory.
it's all good.
Thanks.
Thank you, Tim.
Bye-bye.
All right, see ya.
That reminds me of the time that your stepmom looked out the bedroom window and there was a chair sitting next to the window. Recall that? It creeped me out for good.
No, I don't remember that.
We were up there visiting.
What's that show hide?
Excuse me, John. You tell us, what is the scariest thing? Call in or drive here. That'd be cool. For those of you who don't know, I might watch a few of John's videos.
Think animals can see ghosts. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I think they can sense things, and I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm kind of a person who isn't for sure on anything, but I'm open to believing. All right, Tampa, Florida. Oops, we missed it. Sorry, Tampa.
John's elbow deep in wing sauce. Enjoy your wings, John.
That's awesome. Well, he can call us afterwards. It's okay. ghosts do exist. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I've never seen one, so I can't say for sure.
Never seen one?
No. Much love back to the doghouse report. Oh. Sorry, I'm not very observant. Hello, caller. You're on the line.
Hey, this is Jay from Jacksonville, Florida.
Hey, how you doing, Jacksonville? Jay?
Jacksonville
Yeah.
Jay. Hi.
Hey, I got a story. There was a couple of years ago. I just got out of the shower and was laying in my bed. My wife was taking a shower, and I just had this really weird feeling. You know, something was like said, "Look over at the door, at the bedroom door," and it was open. And it was just us two in the house, and this black thing. It was kind of like smoke, but it had more of a form to it. It came in. It was on the ceiling, and it came into the bedroom, and it got up over me and was rotating around like a spiral. And then all of a sudden, 2 columns came down and hit me in the chest twice.
Whoa.
And yeah, and I couldn't move. I was like totally frozen. I was paralyzed. Couldn't speak. Couldn't do anything. And then I heard my wife open the door to the bathroom, and she looked at me, and she was like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And as soon as she did that, I could finally say something, and I said, "Dear Jesus, help me." And that thing turned around and went out exactly the way it came in. And I looked over at my wife, and I was like, "Did you see that?" And she was like, "No, I didn't see anything. I just saw you, laying there like you were stiff as a board." And I was like, "Yeah." And I got up and walked all throughout the house looking for it, and could never find it. But it was the most scariest thing that's ever happened to me. It was just like total fear, like you wouldn't believe.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, that was it. Hopefully that thing never comes back. I've never had that.
I would say.
I'm still at the same house.
Oh my gosh. I bet. Do you have like a little PTSD from that? Do you think about it sometimes?
Yeah. Sometimes I do, but it was just like an overwhelming fear. It was like something like a primal fear, and I've never felt like that before. And I stay in the house by myself now. My wife's no longer here, but yeah, it was pretty freaky.
It is freaky. All right. Thank you,
Yes.
Jay from
Thank you.
Jacksonville.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow.
So let's hear from people in the chat. What do you think so far of what we've heard this evening? It sounded like Jay, the last caller. You often hear about sleep paralysis or the shadow people, that phenomenon.
I thought shadow people was like meth-induced stuff.
No. Have you heard of shadow people that are induced by meth?
Absolutely. You're a social worker. You should
I'm
know.
not a social worker.
Well, you are.
Remember? She's still a social worker.
Still a social worker. It's killing me. But yeah, it's a common occurrence. Sorry. Here comes West Virginia. Hello, West Virginia.
Hello.
Who's calling?
This is Robert.
Hi, Robert. You have a story for us today?
Yeah. I grew up in a haunted house, and I never really believed it. All my family said it was haunted, and especially my sister. She used to wake me up in the middle of the night because we shared a room, and she would say, "Did you hear that?" And I would say, "No, I was sleeping." And she said there was scratching on the wall, and it kept getting closer to me.
and I never heard it. But then I moved out of the house, and years later, I had to move back. And I was in the room by myself, sleeping in her bed. And she had moved out of the house, so she was no longer there. And one night I was laying there, and on the far side of the room, just as I was going to sleep, I heard this scratching. And it sounded like it went from the top of the wall to the bottom. And it was long and drawn out. And I didn't really think much of it. I thought maybe there was a mouse in the wall or something like that. Tried to go back to sleep. And then it was higher on the wall, and it did the same thing. And then it was on the ceiling, and it was this long scratching noise. And it seemed like every time I was about to go to sleep, it would do it again to wake me up. And it got to the point, as it was coming across the ceiling towards me, that I was sitting up in bed and listening for it. And then it was right over my head, just a long, drawn-out scratch.
Wow.
And it wasn't like mice scratching. It was a long scratching noise. And then I was against the wall, and my bed at the time was against the far side of the wall. And then it was right on that wall beside me. And I jumped out of the bed when that happened. And I turned to the bed, and there was the weirdest noise I've ever heard in my life. It sounded like bees under the water, if you can imagine that.
Bees under the water.
That's the closest. Yeah, bees, like the sound of honeybees, but like underwater. That's the closest thing I can think of to describe the sound that was coming from the wall. And I started running for the stairs to go downstairs. And mind you, I'm in my 20s at this point. So I'm not a child. I'm not easily scared. And as I start going towards the stairs, I go to the top of the stairs, and I hear a sound going down the stairs, sounding like a basketball bouncing down the stairs in front of me, which is really bizarre.
Absolutely.
And I know it sounds crazy, but it was almost like, I think back to it now, like it was trying to keep me up there.
Yeah. Huh.
To scare me from going down the stairs. But I ran down the stairs and went into the living room, and I ended up sleeping there for the rest of the night.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
Me either. So that's...
It was very, very strange.
Wow.
But that's when I started to think that maybe there was something to the idea that our house was haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. Did it keep up after that? Anything else?
There's been many stories about the house. There's a couple more that I've been involved with. I saw a Ouija board thing. After this happened, some of my friends came there with a Ouija board, and I saw a Ouija board move on its own one time. There's been noises,
So just kind of ongoing creepiness.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Ongoing creepiness.
Well,
My sister still moved back into the house, and she lives there by herself now.
oh, still?
And she says, yeah, right now. And she says there is stuff on a monthly basis that happens.
Yeah, that would be hard to tolerate. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, I did some research on the house, and it was built in the 1800s. And it was originally a spring house, which there was a spring
Underneath the
in
house?
the basement. Yeah. And there was a well down to the spring, and local area farmers would use that spring. And then later it was built on top of to a home. And it's built on a shelf of limestone. So I don't know if you listen to any of these paranormal shows.
Oh, I think John from Exploration Unknown was actually telling me about this. Is limestone the one that conducts?
Running water and limestone and things like that tend to lead to some kind of paranormal activity. I'm not saying it's ghosts, but it's something.
All right. Well, thank you
so much for calling in.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. There's a lot of these stories you hear, bad things with Ouija boards. Does anyone ever have like a happy Ouija board experience, a positive? I remember my Anna went and spent the night at her friend's house, and they printed out they didn't have a Ouija board, they printed one out off the internet, and they used it once, and then they got so scared that they shredded up into pieces and buried it in the backyard.
Oh, John's gonna call us, yay. What? That's my number. Sorry.
Don't put your personal work number
Oh, our stalker would love that. Okay, there we go. Uh-oh, we missed a call while I was doing that.
Told you,
initials
okay.
of your future
future
husband.
Did you say
future ex-husband? Sorry about that. Pensacola, Florida. Here we go. Oops. Okay. Hi, Pensacola. Who's calling?
Hey.
Who do we have on the line?
Hey, this is Tracy.
Hey,
Hey,
Tracy. How you doing?
Hi. I'm okay. My son wanted me to call y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
Matter of fact, he called earlier about the lighters.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
was
yeah.
We've lived in 2 haunted houses. The one that he told y'all about, the lighters, that was nothing compared to what we ended up moving into a few years later. But I had the first house we lived in, I think it was kids that were haunting it because they did playful things, like they would put a roll of toilet paper in the toilet. Like I'd be gone all day long, and I knew when I got home there was going to be some sort of a mess. The radio was going to be really up loud, or things were going to be unplugged, or the toilet paper roll was always in the toilet. And a friend of mine had come over to the house, and then I was telling him that this house that we live in that house was haunted.
Yeah.
And he was like, there ain't no way, I don't believe you. And I said, I'll prove it to you. I said, look, go lift the toilet. And I showed him there was nothing in it. I said, now let's go to the back of the house. I said, let's smoke a cigarette. I promise you, by the time we go back in, there will be a roll of toilet paper in the toilet, and there was. And so, he thought for sure I had staged it. You know, he's like, you probably had someone come in the front door and do it just to scare me. So I was going to fold a load of laundry really quick, and then we were just going to go to his house for the evening. Long story short, he was wearing a ball cap, and we were just horsing around, and I took the ball cap and threw it behind me. and it landed perfectly in between two lit candles on my entertainment center. Like, I never could do that again, ever, in a million years. And so I folded a load of clothes, and we never left the living room. When he was like, all right, you're done, I'm like, I'll put these up tomorrow when I get back. So when we went to go get his hat, he's like, I thought you threw it and it landed up here. And I said, I did. And when we got to looking, we found his hat behind the glass. You know, like those old entertainment centers, you have to click the glass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you mean.
You push it in and it clicks out.
Yeah.
It was on the second shelf all the way in the back. And he's like, I will never come to your house again. And I said, told you. I mean, I told you it's haunted. And he never did. He never came back. But the house we ended up moving into several years later, the first thing that happened was me and the kids went to the mall, and my daughter, she was a teenager at the time, she left her cell phone at home, and she hated that she did it. But once we got to the mall, she said, you know, this is kind of cool, not having my phone. She said she wasn't checking it all the time, and it was kind of cool just to not have that. And all right, hold on, baby. She said it was cool not to have that, you know, interference. She could just walk around. So when we got back, she went to her room and picked up the phone, and she had a ton of missed calls from her friend Michaela, and she had a bunch of texts like, who is this? And so Allison called Michaela, and she was like, what are you doing? I was at the mall. I left my phone on my bed. And she said, Allison, a little girl just called me from your phone. And I said, why do you have Allison's phone? And she said, I'm just playing with it. And so Allison got off the phone real quick and looked, and sure enough, someone had been playing on Allison's phone, sending text and calling. I don't know why she called Michaela. And then I always stayed up really late at night. That's when I did. Am I boring, y'all? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't keep talking if I'm boring, y'all. Anyway, so late at night, I would stay up, and that's when I did all my chores, all my laundry. And then I was folding clothes one night in the living room, and I know it was probably 2 or 3 a.m. And now I know, because I had really gotten into this stuff back then, because I wanted to know, why does this stuff happen at night? Well, it's called the witching hour for a reason, because that's when the fun begins, basically. But I heard like saloon music. I heard like saloon, like piano music coming from. There was a 1-bedroom in the house that always stayed freezing cold, and I kept that door shut, and we never ever went in there. I was scared to go in there. And so I heard people arguing, and I heard glass breaking, and I heard a piano playing. It was like a saloon. And then I thought, all right, I'm gonna call someone tomorrow. Anyway, I tried getting a Catholic minister, and they would not come to my house. And so I ended up getting, I feel stupid saying this, but I ended up finding someone to come and set up stuff all over my house. But hold on. But all that did, because the person brought a spirit box.
Yeah.
All that did was make it 100 times worse. Candles were lighting themselves. Light bulbs were exploding. And when the light bulbs started in the front room and went through the house exploding, we probably didn't stay there about a couple more days, and we were gone. But do you want me to tell you about the spirit box?
Absolutely.
It was awful. I did not know. Okay. Whenever me and my daughter were in the shower, and she was probably 16 or 17 at the time, I always felt like I was being watched, or I felt like I was being touched, and I could never really explain it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my daughter started telling me that she felt like she was being watched in the shower, and she couldn't stand it. And then my 12-year-old, which was 6 at the time, he said, Mom, I always feel like something's breathing down my neck. Well, I knew that he's not going to make this up, because he was 6 at the time. Yeah. Well, so when this guy brought in the spirit box, I didn't know he was walking around the house, like, summoning these things. And so Hold on, sorry.
It's okay.
Mad that I'm on the phone. Anyway, so he told me, he was like, ask it any question. And I was like, okay, what's my name? And so it's like going through the radio channels. Do you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah, I've seen them in work before. They flip through the radio channels, and you'll hear one word or so every so often.
Yes. Well, and it said Tracy, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, dude, you got somebody in the driveway with a walkie-talkie. Like, I'm not falling for this. And
Yeah.
he said, ask it something only you know. And then I said, how many miscarriages have I had in my life? And so it's like, and it said 4. And I thought, okay. And then so I thought, let me ask it something real personal. And I said, what's the name of my next door neighbor when I was little?
Mm-hmm.
And it said the guy's name first and last.
Ugh.
And then I said, what medical condition does my daughter have? And when it said eyes blind and started laughing,
Ugh.
I lost my mind. Like, because it laughed at the fact that my daughter started going blind at age 12. So I got up and started screaming, get out of my house. I was just screaming, get out of my house, get out of my house. And when I ran into my bedroom, even though there was nothing there at first, I hit like a brick wall. And when I hit it and I fell and I looked up, it was a ginormous, like, and you're going to think I'm crazy when I tell you this. It was a ginormous, like, black bull from the ground to the ceiling. It was a ginormous bull. And I know I've Googled it. I've asked people about it. They said it's literally the most evil of evil that you can ever have in your house. So I left so much stuff in that house. Whoever moved in had a mess to deal with because I left so much of our furniture, clothes. But it just got so much worse after that man did that spirit box, brought that in there.
When you moved out of that house, did that end everything?
Okay, so I was renting it, and someone bought it, and not long after, I noticed that they put it up for sale. And then I got online and typed in the address, and they put it up for sale. And so I would love to contact the people and say, can we chat? Because I would love to see why they're selling it. Because there's no way that it up and left. It's got to still be there.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you haven't had anything in your life since then?
Wait, what did you ask me?
I said, did you have anything else happen to you or your family after you moved out?
I have in this little duplex that I'm in now, I have it's only in the shower. You know how like you see something in the corner of your eye?
Yeah.
You see it. But then when you go to look at it real fast, it's not there.
Yeah.
But you know you saw it. You know what it was. Every time I walk down the hallway, if my shower curtain is open, I can see a woman hanging, like committing suicide in my shower.
Oh my God.
I can see a woman hanging, but when I stop and back up real quick, she's not there. So I have to keep my shower shut because it's very obvious. It's a woman hanging. But, my grandmother just died 6 days ago with a massive heart attack. And this is not upsetting, what I'm fixing to tell you, because I welcome this, because I absolutely adored my grandmother, and she was more to me as a mother than my own mother. Mm-hmm. And so when the keychain on my keys, I was standing at the kitchen table and I was crying, and I heard my keys jingling, and when I turned around, my keys adjusted themselves on the kitchen bar. And when I looked at them and I noticed the keychain, I said, thank you. Like, I needed that. And so stuff like that, I welcome that. I don't mind if it happens again. But and I know my grandson told me that he saw an angel eating a banana, and my mom loves bananas. But anyway, but the woman hanging in the shower is what I see in this place. But and I know I sound like a cuckoo person. I'm telling you.
Oh no.
What I'm telling you is there's no way in the world I could make it up on a whim. But the lighter story, how, and I smoked, and so like, you know, a smoker is gonna have at least 2, 3, 4, 5 lighters.
Yeah.
And I could not find a single lighter in my house. And then I found them in a circle, standing straight up on carpet.
Ugh.
But and so that house had to be children. There's no other way to explain it. But anyway, this is exciting.
Thank you
Dude,
so much,
thank you so much
Tracy.
for calling.
Interesting
You're welcome.
stories. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, y'all have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Hey, we keep missing Columbus, Ohio. Oh, wait, Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, we have Phoenix, Arizona.
Hello, is this Jacob the Carpetbagger?
It is. Who are we speaking with?
My name is Matt, and my wife Hope and I are from Payson, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
We are huge fans of your YouTube channel, and keep it up. It's great.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Anyway, I have a creepy story. It's where we live in Arizona is it's in the northern part where it's forested.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot of wildlife that goes through our small town. And I grew up hunting and fishing, and I know all the different sounds that the animals will make. So if I hear something outside, I kind of know what it is. And my wife moved here when we got married. She moved from Las Vegas, so we got married. And one night I went to bed early because I had to work the next morning, and she had stayed up late, and all of a sudden she runs in the room, wakes me up, and it's late, and she goes, "Matt, did you hear that sound?" And I didn't hear anything at first, and then I listened again, and I heard a sound. It sounded like a howl mixed with a growl at the same time.
Ooh.
But it was extremely loud. Like it filled the whole neighborhood up that we were in. And we live in a fourplex apartment, and the upstairs neighbor, you could hear him get up, open his back door, and run to the back. And so anyway, I heard the sound, and it scared me. I was like, I've never heard any sound like that. So anyway, the next day we were trying to Google different sounds to see if we could match it up with what animal it possibly was. And my wife played for me several different sounds, and I was like, no, I know what that sound is. That's not the sound. And then she just played this one sound randomly, and she goes, "Was it this sound?" And I listened, and I said, "That's the sound. That's what we heard." Well, according to Google, it was supposedly the sound of Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the thing is I'm not saying it was Bigfoot. We just thought that it was crazy that the only sound that matched what we heard was the supposed Bigfoot sound. And in the area that we live in, the part of Arizona, we live near what's called the Mogollon Rim.
Mm-hmm.
And the legend is the Bigfoot out here is called the Mogollon Monster.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what we heard, but if there is a Mogollon Monster out there, it's possible that we may have heard it. But then again, I don't know. It was just a sound.
Well, very cool.
Yes.
Appreciate you calling.
Thank you so much, and you all have a good evening.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Someone keeps texting the phone while we're talking. Please don't text while we're talking because it's distracting to other people and we can't answer it. Okay.
Nope.
Go ahead.
All right. Do we have a caller on the line?
Hello, it's Dayton. This is, I have the right number, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I think.
If you're looking for the carpetbagger, you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so, I have a few stories, and I don't mean to be, I don't know, I kind of jumped in the live stream, but I don't know if you guys were doing, I guess, just ghost stories and stuff like that. But,
Yeah.
I have a few from my current house, and stuff still goes on. But ever since I was a kid, I used to hear randomly just a cat meowing. Like, it would be, we never owned cats, but I would randomly hear a cat meowing. We would randomly see stuff, have, just random different occurrences go on. And this was all in my grandparents' house. And so currently we do urban exploration. Jacob may have heard of my channel. It's Nation Decay, but we go around, and I think that during us going around, we picked up a few things somehow. But this all started probably back in 2016 was when it got really bad. One occurrence in general was it was small occurrences up to where doorknobs would shake at night. We would be sleeping. My friend Brandon, we would hear doorknobs shaking violently. We had one time on a live stream. We were just sitting there live streaming, and a doorknob turned. The door just opened wide up right on the live stream. And the one night I woke up in the middle of the night. I want to say maybe it was 2 in the morning, and there was I look over, and in the moon, the street lamp on the outside was shining in, and I could see a man that was sitting on my nightstand. And when I looked over at him, he just said, "You need to stop." And I said, I was still half asleep, so it didn't really register in my head what was going on, but I saw him, and it was like an older man heard, "You need to stop."
Mm-hmm.
And he said it probably 2 or 3 times. And when I went to get up, I kind of turned around, reached for the lamp, and when I turned back around, he was gone. And that happened, I want to say that was twice that's happened. And the second time, he just got up and walked away, and it stunned me every single time. But it's not just me that has seen stuff in my house. Brandon, my friend Brandon came, and one night we were downstairs, and we were making food, and he goes around the corner, and we hear a bunch of, it sounded like somebody in maybe work boots coming down the stairs, and we have older wooden stairs in our house. And he comes around the corner, and next thing you know, I see Brandon come run back into the kitchen. Just look on his face is pure, just what the heck, kind of freaked out. And I'm like, what is going on? What happened? And apparently when he came around the corner to the staircase, there was a black figure. He said that out of the shadow that was being cast from the kitchen light around the banister, he said it was just complete pitch black, dark, couldn't see anything, and it was moving down the stairs in the light. And when we walked back over and we turned the light and went upstairs, all the doors on the upstairs had been shut. They were all just shut, and it was the weirdest thing. We've had stuff we've had kitchen cabinets open up.
Yeah.
We've had things walk down the hallway. We've had lights just randomly bust. I remember we came home one time, and I think it was my grandmother was upstairs in the house, and they had the garage doors, the outer house doors, all that stuff open, and they just slammed shut. The one night I've woken up to a black figure that was darting around my room. It's been a lot. There's been a lot of stuff. But this whole house, I feel like something has followed us, because it's gotten progressively worse.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm boring you guys.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, not at all.
Okay. I'm trying to think. There's been a few that have been really, really in particular, but that like I said, when it first started out, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this place, but it was Forest Haven, which is an asylum.
Where's that at?
It's in Laurel, Maryland.
Not heard of that one.
And yeah, so we went there, and this is really when it, like, to be honest, because we went there probably, I want to say it was 2015, 2016 is when we went there. And we took, there was a pile of documents, and I still get mad at Brandon for doing this, but there was a pile of documents that he grabbed, and I didn't realize that he did it until after we got home, and he pulls them out of the back seat of the car, and is like, I found these patient records.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, I still have them. They're on my wall, and they were actual, like, patient records that had logs and everything of what these different people did at night, like as far as they went to bed, when they woke up, all that stuff. And that's when it started getting really bad. So I don't know. I've told Brandon, like, several times, I'm like, I swear something has followed us from there.
Wow. Well, we appreciate you calling in. Very, very creepy stuff.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
You guys have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye.
John's been trying to call in, so I wanted to
Call him back.
Yeah.
Hold off, Lancaster. We see you, but we're going to take a call from John, and then we will take a call from you.
Oh. Is that you, John?
Hey, John.
Well, hello.
Hello. Good. Huge fan.
All right,
You guys are hard to call. You're hard to get hold of as a radio station.
Really? We're pretty low tech. I'm pointing a cell phone at the other cell phone. So
It's pretty sad. We don't even have a
job done. The sound quality is very good.
Oh, good.
yeah, I was worried when we did this other time. I was worried they weren't gonna be able to hear them.
Oh boy. Well, I'll tell you what happened to us. Of course, me and my boy Tim, we got together the other night and was going to go do some scary stuff during what they call the witching hours.
3 a.m., correct?
Yes. Well, between 12 and 3 a.m. is technically the witching hour.
The witching 3 hours?
So it was around 3 a.m. We get to a place called the Witch's Circle, which you may have seen the video we did a while back where Tim got scratched on the back.
Yes.
So we go in there to kind of recap the whole situation, and we're walking in, we hear something walking beside of us over in the trees. And it's kind of freaking us out. We hadn't even filmed an intro, nothing. So I said, let's open our cameras and start recording because something's here. We get to the end of the trail where it gets to the water, and Michael, another guy that was with us, saw two eyes glowing about 10, 12 foot off the ground, and a scream or a growl yell that like I've never heard in my life just came out from nowhere. Then something jumps into the water, and I just heard it ran. I'm like, screw it, I'm done. It was too real. And I'm going to release the video because I unedited is about 3 minutes of video. That's all I got.
Yeah.
And it was the sound that made. I've never heard anything like it in my life. And it just scared the, what out of us. We all just ran the whole way back out of there. I never heard anything like it in my life. So I don't know what it was.
That's pretty scary. 10 to 12 feet, and then it splashed in the water?
Yes. I mean, I don't know if of course, it's the middle of the night, so I don't know if it was something in a tree or if it's something that big. Because what we did was cornered whatever this was. Because it was a peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to the very end, and there's nowhere for it to go but either at us or the water. So this thing let out and I want to release the video come Monday so everybody can hear
Everybody
it.
tune in.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because it's just a straight 3-minute clip is all it is. Like, I didn't film anything but that. I'm just going to release it and let people see what they think. But it was definitely scary.
That sounds scary. Whoa.
Yeah, and it's, I've heard and seen a lot of scary stuff, but that one was for sure probably, I didn't know if we was going to make it out there. Because I was just like, as long as I can outrun Tim or Michael, I'm good.
Yeah, just trip Tim and let it get him. Keep running.
Yeah. I'll let Tim run a little bit in front of me. I'll make sure Michael's safe behind me just in case Either way, that was good.
Good idea.
That's where the CrossFit comes in.
Using Tim for a ramp.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I'm glad I've been doing this, man. The running wasn't too bad. But anyways, yeah, I figured I'd share it with you before I release it.
All right, so everyone, check. You said Monday.
Yes, Monday morning. I want to upload that video.
All right, everyone, check Monday for Expiration Unknown. Check that video out.
All right, guys. You have a good night.
You too.
Thanks for calling in, John.
Bye.
All right, we have Joliet, Illinois.
Yes, this is.
And who are we speaking with?
Hi, is this Jacob the carpetbagger?
It is.
Hey, Jacob, how's it going?
It's going good.
That's good. I'm going to have to turn this down just a wee bit here.
Okay.
I think I'm getting some feedback, so, okay, get the program back to normal here. Yeah, a couple of stories, actually. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Good
Hi.
to see you again. This is Denise, the Wandering
Hey,
Artist.
Denise, how you doing?
Hi, Denise.
A couple of stories. Some time back, my father had passed away, and one of the cars he drove had a very unusual seatbelt design where somehow just over your head, automatically, it would whip back and forth when you turn the ignition.
Yeah, my dad had one like that, actually.
Okay, so you probably know what I'm talking about then.
Yeah, he would say
Well,
that he would like open it up to like go to the ATM, and then the thing would crack him in the head.
Yeah, you had to really be careful with that thing. It was
So it
a
hit you in
really
the
weird
skull, yeah.
sign. Well, after my father had his funeral, the church that had his funeral, my husband would pass by the church on the way to his workplace at the animal hospital. And one day he came home, and he was kind of white in the face. And I said, well, what's wrong, baby? And he said, I don't know what's been going on, but the last couple of days when I ride by that Lutheran church where your dad had the service, I said, yeah. He said, that seatbelt, when I got his car, he says, that seatbelt would go back and forth,
Oh, wow.
automatically without him doing anything. He was not good at wearing seatbelts, so when this car went by this church, he swore that it was his, that thing would go back and forth, that it was my father's way of saying hello to him.
Mm-hmm.
Here again, speculation. I was not in the car to view it, but I'm thinking, oh, man, it could be a sign. I don't know. It really could be. That's the first I've heard of things like that before. Story number 2 here is, excuse me, I have always had a fascination for anything on the darker side, things like fortune telling, a little bit of the mild occult, nothing too, bad. But a girlfriend of mine in Missouri, she knew I was kind of into stuff like that a little bit, and she invited me to come down to a place where it was very popular. It was called Dungeons of Doom and Hotel Hell, around Halloween. And this was a place where you rode in a hearse, literally a hearse with black lights in it. It was so cool. And this took you from one attraction to the other. It was awesome. So we went into one of the buildings there. I think it was Hotel Hell. We went through the attraction, did the whole thing, had a great time. And she met up with some of the actors there. And they said, we were, her friend and everyone, we were all talking about going downstairs. There was a lot of paranormal activity downstairs. Excuse me. Well, they knew I was kind of sensitive in that area as far as when it comes to ghost hunting, things that, of that nature. So I was told, hey, Denise, go on downstairs. Go on. I'm thinking, okay. So my friend and I, we go downstairs, and all of a sudden from upstairs I hear, hey, turn the bulb on, turn the light bulb on. And I thought, well, you guys are pretty lazy. All right, whatever. So I go to grab the chain. I pull on the chain, turn the light on, and it felt like ice water was going through my veins.
Aye.
And I stood there, and I looked back at one of the guys who told me, go downstairs, turn that bulb on. And I said, what the H just happened here? And he says, oh, you felt it too, huh? And I go, what is going on? And I'm standing on a dirt floor in the basement. And he said, "Oh, you're standing right over the grave of one of the men who got murdered and was buried in a shallow grave."
Oh my goodness.
Well, I jumped right off of that. I thought, "Oh my God, I'm standing on a grave. What the heck?" It was quite a lively evening. That night, I had to have a few beers, to say the least. To kind of calm back
Get that
down.
out of you.
And then everybody was saying, "Hey, do you do fortunes? Can you read my, And I'm like, "Guys, right now, I just want to chill with a few beers, okay? Right now," because I had an experience, and it really did literally, no lie here, it felt like somebody poured ice water in my veins when that happened. And I thought, oh no, oh no. So eventually I called it an early night with far too many beers, and my friend and I, she says, "Okay, let's go out for dinner or whatever, and get back down to earth again." So it was a good night, but it was pretty weird, to say the least. Yeah.
That is super creepy.
Absolutely.
I know, and it's like, I finally looked at her, I said, did you guys have this planned ahead of time?" She goes, "Yeah, we know you're a sensitive, yeah." And I said, "Well, thanks the hell a lot." Excuse
Set
my
you
French.
up.
Sorry for the language. I said, "Well, thanks a lot." I said, "Can you warn me ahead of time? Because this felt like somebody put electric shock through my body. I would have really appreciated that." So it was pretty funny, yeah. We had a good joke about it later, but I said, "Okay, next time you're going to tell me the stuff ahead of time."
Yeah, beforehand.
So that's pretty much it. And hey, I hope you guys are doing great.
We are.
Oh,
I hope you're doing
We
good
are.
as well.
Okay, well, glad to be online again and say hi to everyone. And, I hope you guys have a great night.
You too.
Thank you
Good
so
to hear from you.
much. Bye-bye.
All right, well, you folks take care, okay?
You too.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Hope to see you around someday. You take
Thanks.
care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Awesome. So we've had some pretty good stories.
I really can't see your face.
Oh yeah, I'm not even in the view, am I? Hi.
All right, I think this will be our last call because the phone is going to go dead. But we're having Camden, South Carolina.
You don't have it on speaker.
Oh.
Whoopsie.
I'm sorry. Do we have a caller on the line? Hello?
Yeah, this is South Carolina. This is Wayne.
Hey Wayne,
Hey, Wayne.
how are you?
I'm doing fine. I've been ghost hunting in the past. I had some pretty good experiences, but I got two good stories I'd like to tell you.
Awesome.
I've been watching your videos, by the way, for a long time, Jacob. I've probably subscribed to you for about a couple of years.
I appreciate it.
Adam LaRue was the first one, and then Justin Scarred, and then you. And I think it's probably one of my favorite ones. I look forward to all your videos.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Aw.
Now, for my story, first one, I was about 15. We used to live in a city in Indiana, just south of Muncie. It's a big city there. If you look on the map, you'll see it's Newcastle.
Mhm.
That's where I grew up. I live in South Carolina now, but that's where I grew up. We moved out kind of southeast of town just before I turned 16.
Mhm.
And we had a house that we bought. This lady, her husband passed away, and the farm that she had was just too big for her to take care of. So my dad and her kind of swapped properties. We had a big house in town. We had to pay a bit extra because we had some land that went with it. But it had a big barn in the back and places for chickens and everything.
Mhm.
But he was in the attic making the bedrooms for his grandchildren, and he died working on the room that became mine. Most of the summer I go back to my old neighborhood and mess around with my friends. But when school started, I'm home most of the time now.
Mhm.
And one morning one evening I was doing my homework, and I was laying in my bed, and something tapped me on the shoulder and kind of shook me. And when I looked up, there was a full body apparition standing there of this man. He had blue oak, what they call dev overalls. He had those on,
Mhm.
and his eyes looked like they're all sunk in. He had a beard, and it scared the living crap out of me. I went running downstairs, told my mom and dad. They didn't believe me. They thought I was crazy. But later that summer, I started a part-time job, and I built myself a tree house out of one of the trees out in the backyard. I moved out there, and that's where I lived until I graduated high school. I wouldn't go back to my room. My brother, he was 7 when I left home. I was drafted in the Army when I was, I'm going to retired now, but I was drafted in the Army when I was 19. He was 7 when I left home, and he asked me one time, "Did you ever see that man that was up in your room?"
Oh.
I said, "Why do you think I lived in the treehouse?" It was scary. I mean, it was scary. I mean, there was sometimes I'd be sitting there, and you would see a hand appear, and I had like a pull string light, and you'd see a hand appear, it would turn the light off or turn the light on. It would scare me so bad. I'd be watching TV, and before remote controls, my TV would turn on by itself or turn off. I'd be watching it. It would change channels on me.
Yeah.
It was scary. And the second story is, I just retired recently. I used to work at this place in Columbia, South Carolina. I used to work there. And I had this big bay area that I worked in. And at night, I'd be there all by myself. I was supervisors. I had all this paperwork I had to do, and I had computer stuff I had to work on. But behind me in the bay, there was like a door opening, just an opening. There was no like a door opening there, but just an opening, no door in it, just a little pass through. And there was also one on my right to the rear. And then straight across from me, straight across my right, there was a door that went into like a hallway that went back in one of the production areas, but it had one of those bars on it, like for a school door. You push on it and the door would open. I would hear footsteps coming across behind me from that one area, that little doorway that was to my left. I would hear the footsteps walk across behind me, and I would hear that door open and close. But when I look over there, the door didn't open and close. Another time, other times I'd hear this like almost a nightly basis when I worked there. I worked there about 26 years. And then another time, the footsteps would come through the other opening that was to my right. And I had a raised floor where I had to run computer cables under it. You had these little posts you put in the floor, and you put these tiles on top of it. You had the little suction thing you lift up to get to it. I had this one that I didn't get level, and when you walk across it, boom, boom, and I would hear these footsteps go across the floor, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, but I'd never see anything, but I'd hear these footsteps all the time. And one night when I was coming to work, I was coming up the stairway, and something grabbed me and threw me against the wall. And one of the guys that worked with me saw it. He went, "Man, what the hell just happened?" I'm like, "Oh man, something just." But I injured my knee and everything because it hit me so hard. It was on a landing. I was about 2 or 3 steps from the top of the landing. Next thing I know, I'm about 4 or 5 feet across this landing against the wall. But I hear these footsteps like all the time behind me. It's like it was a daily basis. And I started doing ghost hunting in the building, and I had one of those little devices, like they call it spirit box, but I had one that you would talk through, and I would hear voices talking through it. Sometimes I had people from other departments come in there and listen to this thing, and they thought that was the neatest thing. We'd have ghost hunts in there after work sometimes. But you would see this stuff going on around, and you hear these footsteps all the time. And one time, another supervisor was with me, and we're standing, getting ready to go out the elevator, and it's right close where these 2 openings are. And we're hearing like high heels coming down the hall. And it's like, who's doing it at this time of night? And I look around the corner and I said, "Man, you got to see this." And he looks around the corner, and you're hearing the footsteps getting closer and closer and closer to us, but there's nobody there. And he's over there pushing the button on the elevator.
I would be too.
We got out of there. But we did these footsteps all the time, and it was crazy. But I thought I'd share these with you. I've got a lot of other stories, but I thought I'd share these two with you.
We definitely appreciate
Thank you
it.
Thank you so much. Those were great stories.
Oh, welcome. And keep up the great work, man.
Thank you.
I saw little midgets today. That was funny.
That was a lot of fun, yeah.
That was funny. Man, you just have a great life. Some of the stuff.
Appreciate it.
I have a great time watching you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. We got to get better at charging our stuff before we come out here. But,
yeah, so the phone is dead because I don't think I charged it between last time we did this. But I do want to give a shout out to Denise there with another generous donation. Thank you so much. It really helps keep the carpet ship on the ocean.
It does. And we love doing this stuff. And I love doing this stuff. I know I haven't been part of this for long. I definitely don't want to be his Yoko, like somebody said
That was a
last
troll.
time.
You're not my Yoko.
No, but I don't. He's got his own channel and he does fabulous. And I don't want to be that. But, you know, maybe sometime if he's away, I might do a campfire something. And maybe I'll just get my own channel to do those kind of things sometimes, just for fun, because obviously he's the brains behind this one.
I don't got no brains.
I like doing this kind of stuff though. This is fun.
All I do is point the camera at things and say dumb stuff.
So
Next week, what is next week?
next week is won't you be somewhere?
I'll be at Hale. Yeah, I'll be at Hale's Bar Down with John.
But maybe I will. So I actually
Thank
have
you, Big Red Tower.
absolutely nothing out there, but The Kennedy Rain is my YouTube channel, which has only like 2 videos on it, and it's not of me. Just stuff I was sharing with my family. So I don't know if, I guess, subscribe to that and we'll see if I turn up next week or not. If not, or you know, maybe have Jacob tell everybody if I'm doing it or not. But we'll see. But we'll do it sometime, even if I don't do it next week.
Yeah, stay tuned. You guys seem to enjoy this, so we'll keep it up as long as you guys enjoy it.
Oh, thank you, Gail. Thank you, everyone. So
Yeah, we'll solidify the details and I'll put something out. So just stay tuned to the channel and you'll hear something.
yeah, I definitely need to get like my own selfie stick, because this is holding this thing up to the
I don't know, I was
phone
thinking
all
we
night
could.
is kinda hard.
Yeah, we got the phone here, and I've been holding it underneath. Chrissy's been holding it underneath. So we're trying to, you know, our low tech here. Maybe just put a little sack down here, and then we can just stick it in
That's a good idea. Yeah.
like a little pouch.
Gigi could invent something so fast, or maybe Keith. One
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
Keith.
But yeah, like a little baby Bjorn for the cell phone to hang under there, so that you guys can hear it.
Yes. Oh, thank you everybody who's saying it was nice to see
Yeah,
me.
selfie
It's nice.
stack.
Yes, a selfie sack.
So apparently I'm up to 118,000
That's
now.
great.
We crossed the line while we were doing this.
Yeah, I'll let you know, Rosie. Thank you. Hi, Paul.
Oh,
It's
my
my
dad.
favorite father-in-law.
My dad's in the chat.
I love this place.
Weird
Weird
food
food.
chat.
I would be up for that. Yeah, I'm up for talking about anything. Maybe we'll just branch out and try some different chats with different topics.
Yeah, if you guys have any ideas, let us know.
Thanks, John. Sure would love to have you for a guest sometime. And we have another friend that lives in Franklin and gives ghost tours, and I would love to have him on here to tell one of his stories the way he tells them, because he's amazing. But I don't know if he'd be interested in that, so we're going to have to ask him.
All right, do we have any questions, comments, criticisms, anything that needs to be addressed?
Are you going to do a Midwest meetup?
A Midwest meetup?
Yeah, because Denise lives in Chicago, or near Chicago.
Well, I don't know. I hadn't planned anything yet.
We'll keep you guys posted. Complaints, Valerie. That silver play button, who knows?
Yeah, they've not sent me my silver. I've heard people say 2-3 months before they got it. So
Lost in the mail.
I've got my 100,000 championship belt from Ian, so that's all that matters to me.
Well, let's talk about the marshmallows. Our campfire is kaput. The light you are seeing is coming from our...
Don't destroy the illusion.
Okay.
Yeah, keeping a campfire
candle.
roaring is harder than you'd think. Ever done anything in West Virginia besides Thurman and the Mothman? I have hillbilly hot dogs. I have the Billy Bob's Wonderland.
I watched.
There's not a lot in West Virginia, you gotta understand.
I watched the documentary about the wild and wonderful whites. Does that count?
I've never wanted to meet Jessica.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we do need to get a fire log. That's a good idea.
If you have a complaint, yeah, just hit unsubscribe.
See, the sad thing about this is I was a Girl Scout leader for several years.
And you don't know how to start a campfire?
I can start a campfire, but we just need kindling. We have none. It's all wet.
It's been a wet summer.
It has, and there's lots of bugs out here, so we're having to spray ourselves with cancer
Yeah,
spray.
what Mark said. If you have criticism, start your own channel where you just videotape other people's YouTubes and then talk crap about them.
Or send them a postcard every week with something threatening on it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Sure he's listening though, because that's all he has to do.
I'm sure.
I know, I'm a little salty. I'm saltier than him. Myrtle Beach, I love it there.
No, the phone, we're not doing calls anymore. The phone is out of...
Yeah, too real, Princess Brubbles.
Princess Brubbles lurking in the shadows as usual.
We see you. If you only knew what we've been going through. It's not a y'all. This is him. This is his channel. He does it awesome.
Well, I
Just
wouldn't
a
be able
sidekick.
to. I wouldn't be able to do any of it. You know,
Sidekick. Anna, I didn't see what she said about Anna.
taking care of 6 cats while I'm on the road.
Anna doesn't think anything's fun. She's entered the stage of teenagehood in which nothing is fun. Nothing.
A bog monster behind us? Well, we're not in a bog.
It kind of feels like a bog. It's been raining so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's our favorite story? I don't know. I like the guy's story about the black thing that came in and got him.
That was creepy.
Scariest place we've ever been?
Scariest place I've ever been.
I don't know the scariest place I've ever been.
When are we coming to Chicago?
We can't say because we have crazy stalkers.
Troy Landry has a new show. I haven't heard about Troy Landry in a while. Troy Landry's back. Remember from Swamp People?
That old wax museum. Hey, you know what? That wax museum in New Orleans was pretty creepy.
It's not there. Musicanti. It's not there anymore, sadly.
Oh, our hotel room in New Orleans was super duper creepy.
Oh, yeah. We stayed in a hotel.
How could we forget this?
It's like a creepy picture of a little girl, like, hanging over our bed.
Yeah, it was, I don't know. It's like that.
Hotel Continental, right?
No.
Continental.
No.
Providential?
Provincial. Hotel Provincial. And it was really cool. It was right across from the nunnery that reportedly was haunted. I don't know. We didn't go on a ghost tour like crazy people. But anyway, that room, I'd wake up and just feel creeped out in there. What little I was waking up. Because let's be honest, New Orleans is a lot of fun.
Yeah, New Orleans. We need to go back.
Had a little more fun than I needed to, probably. Yes, The Lady in the Lane was a good story.
The Lady in the Lane?
Oh, thank you, Denise. Are we doing special postcards? Are you doing something different?
I'm just doing there'll be normal postcards. I still have the Coast cards, which I'm willing to, I'm selling the remainder off on, send me PayPal, $5, and just send me your address, and I'll send you one.
Bodie, California. Isn't there like a Credence song about that?
That's a Lodi.
Oh, Lodi. Yeah,
Bodie is a ghost town.
Oh, Bodie. Oh, yeah. It's like, yeah, I get it.
The PayPal is Jacob the Carpetbagger at Gmail. The same email that should be under this video.
My uncle that lives in Montana keeps telling me there's some really cool like abandoned towns out there, and I would love to go see them. And he drives this giant log truck, so I think I bet he gets to see some cool places while he's hanging off the edge of cliffs.
You can hand me $5 at the meetup. That'll be fine. That'll work.
Oh, you guys, you know, don't have to do anything. It's really nice that you guys do.
The murder house in Iowa. That's the Vasilla axe murder house. Now, the Vasilla, is that the... I get the axe murderers confused. I think that's the one where they think the axe murderer was hiding in the house for like a week before the family. Is that the one where the murderer was hiding in the house the whole time?
I don't know that story.
No, am I thinking of a different axe murder? What's that one? What's that one? There's a house that burned down. I was telling them, I don't know the whole story, so I shouldn't be telling it. But yeah, there was some house that burned down, and they had a whole bunch of kids, and they never found any bodies in the house, and they never found the kids. They were just gone.
That is creepy. Denise, listen, I want to take a tour in Chicago of like gangsters.
Like Al Capone,
Yeah,
John
like
Dillinger.
Al Capone or something like that. You totally need to get with me, and we need to go on a tour. That'd be fun. Because I love Chicago. I think it's probably my favorite city.
Solder Children, yes, that's it. They're the ones that disappeared. Evanston? Where's
Oh,
Evanston?
cool. It's in Illinois.
Oh, this phone's going dead too.
We're no good at keeping phones
Let's
charged.
see, the phone can go about an hour and a half, I guess. Yeah, the meetup, the Pigeon Forge meetup is August 5th. Everyone, please,
thank you,
they
Jack.
can come. Please come. No charge. There's free parking. Just show up, shake my hand, and...
Devil in the White City tour, yes! Just listened to that on Audible recently.
You did?
So I'm too lazy to read.
I want to hear that. You need to give me your password so I can listen to that. Will I do a meetup on the West Coast? I don't have any immediate plans to go to the West Coast, but...
A limo, yes! Let's do it. I'll be taking the train into the city, though, probably.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything. You just show up. I have nothing planned. We just say hello.
Gail said she'd get the 100K postcard when it was 200K. Was she one of the ones that you didn't get the postcard to?
No.
Okay.
I left, for some reason, I put a chunk in the mailbox that didn't have any postage on them. But luckily, Jeff Beta put my P.O. box on there, so they made it back to me, which I was lucky. Meetup is in Patriot Park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. 6:30, I think I put, on August the 5th.
Oh. Come at your own risk. There's supposed to be someone coming.
So yeah, head out there. I said, oh, got another kitty, but she doesn't want to be picked up. Exploring with Jay will be at the Hales Bar Dam. Yes,
Hey.
I'll be at the Hales Bar Dam the 23rd. Sorry if you haven't already got tickets because they're sold out and there's no more. only half a stamp was on your postcard. I'm glad it made it there on half a stamp.
Someone needed that other half.
Oh, do you know what I think happened?
What?
I think the stamps fell off. Because, okay.
Likely story.
No. Here's the thing. So I put normal stamps on all the international stamps, on all the international ones. So I was like, crap. So I carefully peeled them off and tried to reattach them. But they probably just fell off because they weren't attached good enough.
So are you saying that you maybe did not send Gail's already?
Oh, I don't think Gail's on Patreon.
She just said she's waiting for it.
Oh, well. No, the stamps fell off. That's what I'm saying. I didn't half lick them. You don't lick stamps anymore.
Gail, I hope you win the lottery. They have lottery in England?
They're not savages.
I don't know. It seems so redneck of them.
What? The lottery's redneck? A lot of people play the lottery.
I know, I love
different parts of the country.
But it seems like an American kind of a gig.
See, I think the stamps fell off.
Oh, well, Peddling Prince, you live all the way up in Nova Scotia, right?
The restamping, yes.
Gail's like, I don't even know how to respond to that. I love England. I'd love to go. Oh, that's right. Okay.
National lottery. Is your lottery actually funded by the government? That's crazy. Well, I guess ours is too, is it?
Yes.
Is it? Oh yeah, because it goes to the.
Completely government run.
Then why does it have like stupid things on the?
Don't get me started on the political aspects of the lottery, because we'll be here the rest of the night.
Well, here, let me tell you something about the lottery. They call the North Carolina Education Lottery.
Oh, here we go.
Because the money goes to education, so people feel good about giving to the education. It just gives, the schools aren't going to get any more money just because you have the lottery. It's that just gives the politicians an excuse to allocate less money from other sources. So you're not really contributing to education. I mean, just call it what it is. Let's have a lottery. No, you're getting a postcard, Gail.
Yes, Gail. No, I would love to win the lottery, of course, but I just don't have that kind of luck, I'm the kind of person that is afraid to put $20 in the casino because I will lose it.
$2 chance of becoming a millionaire. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I probably should just keep my $2. Oh, that's nice, Gail. You guys are so much more sophisticated.
Taxes are way higher, though.
Well, it's okay.
Live in Vegas and don't gamble. Yeah, I don't gamble either.
Yeah, me either. I bet that's annoying.
When you land at the airport, you can go to the airport in Vegas, and there's like slot machines in the airport, so you don't even have to leave the airport.
I won $2 once too, and then I got a new card, and then I lost it. Yeah. We need to have an email circle about this Chicago thing, because I'm not kidding. You can reach me at kennedyrain@gmail.com. And hopefully I'll find it, because it's usually full of just junk. I figure it wouldn't be professional to give my work email out.
No, don't
right?
give your work email out. It would be the end of everything.
Yeah. Or the beginning. Oh, thank you, Becca.
But yeah, we got nice people here. No troll. We have how many trolls do we have tonight? Did you block anyone?
Nope. Well, somebody, but they were just like saying their channel over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
They're spamming.
Yeah. Which is, you know, it's okay, but. $20 is good. Aw, happy Father's Day, they say.
Oh yeah, is it Father's Day? Is it midnight or something?
Jordan, yeah, I am from the South, sort of. I got here as soon as I could. I'm from Detroit, but I've been here since I was about 4. And it is KennedyRain@gmail. I'm really disappointed Mr. Headrest isn't here today.
Gosh, don't say that. I think
We summons him every time I do. He's really obsessed with Kim Jong-un right now.
what?
He keeps saying that the world peace will be restored if we give him the headrest.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, that's the right spelling.
Yeah, we took some ghost story callers, Farfy, but the phone went dead.
It's we're a little unprepared. It's KRISTIE.
It's actually really dark out here right now.
It is. It's kind of weird. There's stars.
The Sonic Pickle Juice Slushy is not, it's not that weird. It's like,
Does it remind you of Gatorade? Because
Yeah.
it kind of had like that salty punch that Gatorade has.
oh yeah, it just tastes like Gatorade. It tastes like Gatorade. It almost tastes like lemon lime Gatorade. They actually make cucumber Gatorade.
Jolie. Nope.
Jolie, the Penrose guy.
Yeah. Trying to summons him up. Oh, thank you, Becca.
We're just really good at beating a joke to death.
That's what's so funny about it. It's not funny at all.
It's funny because it's not funny.
Yeah.
Cucumber Gatorade. I don't like cucumber Gatorade really.
Cucumber Gatorade.
Yeah. No, Spam is good. She won't let me cook it in the house. That's why I don't cook.
Is it wrong that I don't want Spam in the house?
I've not seen anyone. Everyone keeps asking me about the Incredibles. I've never seen the first Incredibles.
Neither did I.
I bought a cucumber Gatorade once on accident, and it was not good.
What color is it? Because I didn't know they actually had flavors. I thought they were just colors.
It's like a weird, it's like a weird bluish green.
Oh.
I don't really cook anything. It's kind of embarrassing.
You know, I want to see something, but I'm at a lack of anything to go see. Jacob said we could see Deadpool 2, but I haven't seen
You haven't seen,
Deadpool
she hasn't seen
1.
Deadpool 1. And she probably wouldn't like it anyways.
Spam's the meat of the gods, Jordan says.
Spam is good.
Oh.
Someone's asking why I call myself the carpetbagger. Just Google the word carpetbagger. And that's...
It means a person that moved from the north to the south after the Civil War during the Reconstruction. But those people actually sought to make profit off of the Civil War, so...
There's like these weird flying cockroaches out here.
That's not really true for Jacob. Thank you.
Have you been getting like cockroaches on you?
They're not cockroaches.
What are they?
Fall. I don't know. Last I checked, they don't fly.
They look like cockroaches.
Yeah. It's not even a Yankee candle. It's a... I don't know.
It's an off-brand Yankee candle?
No, it's like the off candle. You know, one of those for bugs.
Doesn't work on flying cockroaches. I don't think they're June bugs.
No.
They're definitely cockroaches, 100%.
I'm definitely old enough to be around since the Civil War. At least it feels like it.
I don't know. I didn't like Jurassic World, so I don't think I'll see 2. I only like the first Jurassic Park, and that's it.
Bye, nausea.
What?
Gross.
What'd they say? Oh, never mind. If it's something gross, you don't have to say it. How's Quilt Kitty doing? Didn't we see Quilt Kitty the other night?
Yeah, we did. We saw Quilt Kitty out of the store once, but Jake
I
doesn't
don't remember
believe
that.
me. And
Yeah, Farby's right. Jurassic World was like a sci-fi movie. It was just, the plot was so dumb. I mean, it was just,
do we like jelly?
how do you go wrong?
Well, yeah, we do. We were just talking about donuts today because Jacob loves Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, let's see if you guys want to settle an argument.
We already settled it. You're just trying to make me look dumb.
Oh, okay, so.
That's not nice.
Okay, so I won the argument then?
Yes.
So we don't have to bring it up, okay.
He usually wins, but whatever.
It's not what you say off camera. Well, thank you, Catch a Kitty. I don't know. We've not had any buffering on our end, but I don't know.
The mosquitoes here are big enough to carry us away.
And Gail wanted to make a request, ask people to, or I'm sorry, Denise. I don't know why I said. Denise said, can I ask for people to pray for, send positive energies to her dying mother? Said that she made peace with her while they're in hospice. So.
Oh yes, Denise. I'm sorry to hear that. I think Gail made a request too.
What?
Don't call noodles pasta.
Oh.
Or don't call pasta noodles or whatever.
You're in the South. I mean, they call macaroni noodles or pasta.
What?
Macaroni noodles? Is that right? Would you call macaroni pasta or noodles? What was that?
Oh, thank you, Catch a Kitty. That's so sweet. Hey, Eddie. We're good. You missed a lot of good stories if you're just joining us. Oh, that's wonderful, Denise. That's freeing for you, most of all. And it takes...
Absolutely.
I know the struggle. I've had some interesting times.
Furphy asked, what is the...
That's right.
What is the best donut? I like Dunkin' Donuts.
Denise, you've hit the nail on the head. Forgiveness is how we live.
Yeah, don't hold grudges. I mean, when you hold grudges, one thing is you're giving someone power over yourself. You know.
Absolutely.
My favorite flavor of donut, I just like the regular chocolate-covered donuts without glaze on them.
No. Jerkins, Gail, those are sweet pickles.
Maybe they only have sweet pickles
Put low power mode.
I don't know if that does anything to the stream.
It doesn't.
Gherkins.
Oh, I like sour cream glaze.
Gherkins are like a brand of pickles?
No.
There's the headrest guy. Are you happy?
Yay! What'd he say?
Something about a headrest? I don't know.
Oh, he had a scary story. We didn't give him the headrest. And then we didn't restore world peace, and then everybody died.
Seriously, I don't even remember like what the headrest joke started. I think I might have had like a spare headrest somewhere in the basement that I might have accidentally showed once. I don't
know, but it makes me very happy. I'm a fan.
I don't know why.
Because
I don't like. I think Krispy Kreme are slimy.
I love Krispy Kreme. I like duck donuts. Anybody ever heard of that?
Duck donuts are too cakey.
Wrong.
The best donuts, though. Oh no, I'm gonna take it back. The best donuts I've had are
Tim Hortons. That's only Canada.
Dunkin' Donuts is a good chain, but I like what is it? Voodoo Donuts in Portland, Oregon were the best donuts I've had, I think. Yeah,
Wait.
I think Farfie just answered at the same time as me. Yeah, Voodoo Donuts.
Haven't been there. I like Vortex in Asheville, though.
Oh, I don't like the bacon donuts. I think that's too much.
Yes, Duck Donuts. Melissa, where are you from?
Isn't it like a southeast coast thing, Duck Donuts?
There's one in Asheville. We don't live on the coast. At least not yet.
Not ever.
Good evening.
Opened to Voodoo at Universal Studios.
Oh.
Hollywood or Florida? And did they keep the obscene donut?
Pelling Prince said there's a Tim Horton in Indiana.
They have some in they had one in New York in like Times Square.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They do have them in America. I don't think I've ever tried Tim
Ooh,
Hortons.
Sarasota. That's like my favorite. Now is a good time for a scary story, but we're running out of battery on the phone. The other phone died.
Yeah, we actually probably should end this because we don't want the battery to cut out without saying goodbye. It would be an abrupt end to a long live stream. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for calling in. We will do this again. We'll figure out exactly how we're going to do that. And thank you. And I think we will place this one.
Ooh, party bus.
Party one. I will place this one in the bag of severed heads.
Bye.